You're hitting the gym day after day, grinding it out, convinced that every drop of sweat and every aching muscle is building a stronger you. You live by the ethos of discipline. Push harder, go longer, never quit. But what if all that effort isn't just going to waste, but is actually making you weaker? You think every session is a step forward, but you could be caught in a hidden downward spiral, a cycle of fatigue that's sabotaging your gains from the inside out. This isn't about being lazy, it's about being smart. Because the line between productive effort and destructive self-sabotage is terrifyingly thin. Today, we're going to expose the subtle red flags that your training is secretly breaking you down. If you've ever felt like you're spinning your wheels in the gym, this is for you. And if you're serious about forging real, lasting discipline, make sure you subscribe, because we're just getting started. We're going to skip the surface-level advice. We're diving into 3 powerful warning signs that your workouts have stopped serving you. These aren't just about feeling a little tired. We're talking about a fundamental breakdown in your body's ability to adapt and grow. We'll cover the physical signs you can see and feel, plus the insidious mental and emotional cues that tell you your entire system is in revolt. Pay close attention, because recognizing even one of these could be the key to unlocking the progress you've been fighting so hard for. The first sign: persistent fatigue and stagnant progress. Let's start with the most deceptive sign. You're working harder than ever, but you feel perpetually exhausted, and your progress has completely flatlined. This isn't just normal post-workout soreness. This is a deep, bone-crushing fatigue that sleep doesn't seem to fix. You wake up feeling just as drained as when you went to bed. Your warm-ups feel like a main workout, and the weights you used to handle with confidence now feel impossibly heavy. This is a classic symptom of what happens when training stress outpaces your body's ability to recover. In sports science, this is a continuum that starts with non-functional overreaching and can end in full-blown overtraining syndrome, or OTS. While true OTS is most common in elite athletes, the state of overreaching is something many recreational gym goers experience. Think of your body like a construction site. A workout is the process of breaking down old structures to build new, stronger ones. Recovery, sleep, nutrition, rest days is when the construction crew actually does the building. When you're overreaching, you're just sending in the demolition crew over and over without ever letting the builders do their work. The result? A pile of rubble. This demolition process is driven by hormones. Excessive training without enough recovery can cause your body to pump out stress hormones like cortisol. While cortisol is necessary during exercise, chronically elevated levels can become catabolic, meaning your body starts breaking down valuable muscle tissue for fuel. So the very muscle you're fighting to build is being eaten away by your own relentless effort. The second part of this sign is the lack of measurable progress. If you've been hitting the gym consistently for 4 to 6 weeks and you're not getting stronger, faster, or leaner, your body is screaming at you. This is a plateau. It happens because your body is an incredible adaptation machine. The first time you do a new workout, it's a shock to the system. But if you do the same exercises with the same weight, for the same reps, week after week, your body adapts. It becomes efficient, and that stimulus for growth disappears. Without a challenge, there is no change. So how do we fix this? This is where real discipline comes in, because the answer isn't just to mindlessly push harder. The solution is to be strategic. First, you have to embrace a principle called progressive overload. It's the cornerstone of all gains. You must systematically increase the demand on your muscles over time. This doesn't always mean lifting heavier. It can mean doing more reps or sets, reducing your rest times, or improving your form to make the exercise more demanding. Track your workouts. Your goal each week should be to beat your past self in some small, measurable way. Second, you have to introduce variation. Don't get married to one routine. Change up your exercises every 4 to 6 weeks to keep your body guessing and prevent it from getting complacent. If you always do barbell bench press, switch to dumbbells. If you always run at a steady pace, throw in some interval sprints. Finally, and this is the part most people skip, you must prioritize recovery as aggressively as you prioritize training. Real discipline isn't about running yourself into the ground. It's having the discipline to rest. This means getting 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep, because that's when your body releases growth hormone and repairs muscle. It means fueling your body with proper nutrition and hydration. Rest days are not a sign of weakness. They are a non-negotiable part of growth. The second sign: frequent injuries and chronic pain. Next up is a big one. You're constantly dealing with nagging injuries, aches, and pains that never seem to go away. Let's be clear, pain is not a badge of honor. It's your body's alarm system, a signal telling you that you are crossing a boundary and causing harm. We're talking about persistent joint aches, shin splints that never heal, or a constant twinge in your lower back or shoulder. These are classic overuse injuries caused by repetitive motion, with poor technique, or without enough rest. Think about it like bending a credit card. Flex it once, it's fine. Flex it 100 times, it gets weak. Flex it 1,000 times in the exact same spot, and it will eventually snap. Your joints, tendons, and ligaments are the same. When you perform the same movement over and over, especially with bad form, you create micro-trauma in those tissues. Without time to heal, that damage builds up until it becomes a full-blown injury. Pushing through sharp or persistent pain is one of the most destructive things you can do. It's like seeing the check engine light on in your car and deciding to just drive faster to make it go away. You're turning a minor issue that might need a few days off into a chronic problem that could take you out of the game for months. The solution isn't to stop moving, but to move smarter. This requires a little humility and a lot of awareness. First, master your form. Ego lifting, using more weight than you can handle with good technique, is a fast track to injury. It is always better to lift a lighter weight with perfect form than to heave a heavy weight with sloppy, dangerous movement. If you're not sure about your form, watch videos or hire a coach for a few sessions. It's a long-term investment in your health. Second, bring in some cross-training and low-impact work. If you're a runner, supplement your runs with swimming or cycling to give your joints a break. If you're a lifter, add yoga or mobility work to improve your flexibility and fix muscular imbalances. Active recovery, like a gentle walk or stretching on your rest days, can promote blood flow and speed up healing without adding more stress. And most importantly, you have to learn to listen to your body. There's a huge difference between the burn of muscle fatigue and the sharp, stabbing signal of joint or tendon pain. The discipline here isn't to ignore the pain, but to have the wisdom to acknowledge it. If something hurts, stop. Assess it. Maybe you need to rest, or maybe you need to modify the exercise. If the pain sticks around, see a doctor or physical therapist. Ignoring pain is ego. True discipline is playing the long game. Section 3, the third sign, loss of motivation and emotional burnout. This final sign is the most insidious because it attacks your mind. You start to lose your fire. The thought of going to the gym, which used to excite you, now fills you with dread. You make excuses, skip sessions, or just go through the motions with zero intensity. This is exercise burnout, a state of mental and physical exhaustion caused by prolonged stress. This isn't just being bored. Overtraining can hijack your brain chemistry. Remember cortisol? When it's chronically elevated, it can lead to mood swings, irritability, anxiety, and even symptoms of depression. Exercise is supposed to be a stress reliever, a mood booster. But when you overdo it, it has the opposite effect. It just becomes another chronic stressor, crushing your motivation. Your self-esteem takes a hit because you're working so hard but seeing no results and you feel trapped. Psychological burnout happens when you're no longer inspired. Maybe your goals are unrealistic, or you're only focused on an outcome, like a number on the scale, instead of enjoying the process of becoming stronger and more capable. Motivation is a finite resource. If your routine is a joyless grind, you will burn out. It's not a matter of if, but when. So how do you reignite that fire? First, reconnect with your why. Why did you start this journey? Was it to feel more confident? To have more energy for your family? To prove to yourself that you could be disciplined? Write it down. Put it somewhere you can see it every day. Your why is your anchor. When motivation fades, your purpose will keep you going. Second, refresh your routine and make it enjoyable again. Find a way to move that you genuinely love. Try a new sport, take a dance class, go hiking, or learn a skill like rock climbing. The goal is to reintroduce a sense of play. Even small changes, like a new workout playlist or training with a friend, can make a huge difference. Third, set realistic, process-oriented goals. Instead of obsessing over losing 20 pounds, focus on the goal of not missing a workout for 2 weeks. Instead of aiming for a huge bench press number, focus on adding 1 more rep than last time. Celebrate those small wins. This builds momentum and creates a positive feedback loop that rebuilds your motivation. And sometimes, the most disciplined thing you can do is take a planned break. A week away from the gym won't erase your progress. It might be exactly what your mind and body need to reset and come back stronger. So let's bring it all together. Maybe you're suffering from persistent fatigue and a lack of progress. Or you're battling chronic pain and nagging injuries. Or maybe you just feel completely burned out and unmotivated. These are not signs to push through. They are critical warnings that your approach is flawed and your discipline is being misapplied. The solution isn't to quit. The solution is to get smarter. It's about embracing progressive overload and variation. It's about making recovery a non-negotiable part of your strategy. It's about listening to your body, mastering your form, and having the humility to rest when you're in pain. And it's about reconnecting with your purpose and finding joy in the journey. True, lasting discipline isn't about mindlessly grinding yourself into dust. It's the intelligence to build a sustainable practice that makes you stronger, not weaker, day after day. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these signs have you experienced? Let me know in the comments below. Your story could help someone else who's struggling. And if this video opened your eyes, hit that like button and subscribe. We're building a community of people committed to smart, effective, and unbreakable discipline. Stay sharp, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next one.